to my channel. So today I'm going to be baking, which is my favorite thing to do ever. I love baking, I always have. I also love desserts, so win-win situation there. But today I'm going to be making my favorite chocolate chip cookies. They're really thick, really gooey, so crispy on the outside, real soft on the inside. And my partner requested them, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I can't wait to see if anyone recreates. So let's get on to the baking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt my butter. So this is 225 grams of unsalted butter, and I'm just going to melt that in the microwave. Okay, so I've got my melted butter here, and I'm just going to take that into my sugar. So I've got 1 1/4 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar, just in a little bowl like this. And I'm just going to pour in my melted butter. I'm going to use a whisk to combine that. So now that my sugars are combined with the butter, I'm going to add in 2 eggs and some vanilla extract. That little black bit is vanilla extract. So I'm going to add in half at a time. So now that the wet ingredients have been combined, I'm going to take a larger bowl with some flour. So in this bowl I've got 3 1/4 cup flour. In this little cup, which is just so cute, I've got a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon and 1/4 of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to mix those together. And now I'm going to combine the wet and the dry. And this is the best way I've found personally to combine wet and dry ingredients, that make sure you don't get any lumps, you're not incorporating it too quickly, you're not deflating any air or anything. So what I like to do is I like to use a silicone spatula, pour a little bit of the dry into the wet, not too much, and then fold that in. Just want to make sure that the flour and the wet ingredients are fully incorporated, but you're not over mixing the batter. So I'm folding, so kind of scraping down the sides, going under and over. And then I'm going to add a little bit more flour. And just do the same thing. Now that I've incorporated about half of the flour mixture into the butter, I'm going to take it into this larger bowl with the remaining flour. Scoop in the mixture. And then combine in the larger bowl. Using the same motions that we did before. So now that the mixture is mostly incorporated, I've just washed my hands and I'm going to start kneading the dough a little bit. Like I said, you don't want to overwork this, but this is just the best way to incorporate that last little bit. So now the dough looks more like dough, and we're going to move on to my favourite part of making chocolate chip cookies. So now that the dough looks like this, it looks amazing. It's nice and light, but it's bouncing back if you need it to, and it looks the color of cookie dough, which is the best. I'm going to take 330 grams of chopped chocolate. I prefer to use chopped chocolate because you do get the little like little shards, like little leftover bits of chocolate, and I think that just really completes the cookie, because you know, you've got the big chunks that sort of get all melty, and then the little chunks which like blend into the dough more, and it just makes it an amazing experience. So I'm going to mix about 75% of this chocolate into the mix. So for today I've used a mixture of milk and white chocolate chunks as per my boyfriend's request. So I'm just going to mix that in. So I say you add in 75% of chocolate, because I like to add a few little drops of chocolate to the top of the cookie once they're formed. I think that just makes it more melty and it makes it look more chocolatey, and it's honestly amazing. So I'm just going to do that. Mix in the chocolate. So this is my cookie dough. It looks amazing. It smells so good. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this mixture and I'm going to pop it in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes, making sure to let the flavours develop, help set the dough a little bit so that it's easier to scoop out and it will rise evenly. And then we'll pop these babies in the oven. Okay, so now that the cookie dough has rested, it looks so good. I'm just going to take my clean hands, these are freshly washed, grab like half a handful and spread them out onto the cookie sheet. What I found is the best thing with cookies is to take your time. You don't want to overload the pan and they spread just a little bit more than you're expecting, and then you've got like those sheet of failed cookies. I'm sure everyone's seen that. So I'm going to take one about this size. I would say it's like slightly bigger than a golf ball, onto the sheet and press down slightly. So I'm going to put about 6 to 8 cookies on this sheet, just so I'm not overloading it. Okay, and this is the secret to the best chocolate chip cookies ever. Now that I've spread them all on my tray, you can see I've got 8 beautiful cookies there. I've made them about 2 centimeters high so they can flatten out a little bit. This is the real secret. You want to grab a few bits of the chocolate and press it into the top. I also think these make it look just amazingly homemade and beautiful, so this is my favorite part of the cookie making process. So now that the cookies are ready, I'm just going to pop them in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. You don't want to overcook the cookies because you don't want them to get tough or hard or anything that you don't really want in a soft gooey chocolate chip cookie. So leave them in for about 10 to 12 minutes, but watch them because it does depend on your oven. Take them out, they will still be like flexible, but they will harden as they cool. So I'm just going to pop these in the oven now. So you can just see the cookies all warm in the background now. They turned out perfectly, and I'll give you some close-up shots in a second. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to do some more baking with you in the next coming weeks. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. Look after yourself, be happy, smile, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.